Yes, yes, yes. And you're welcome to this episode of Binging With GameChangers. Yes. Yes, yes. Here we capture success from different perspectives. We delve into the minds of people with celebrated brands and careers who've turned their dreams into reality and their ideas into lucrative empires. I'm your host, Sheyi Banigbe, and when we get back, we'll be moving. We'll be moving. I will see you when we get back. Bye. Welcome back to the show. We're about to meet our game changer. I'm excited. Yes, Affiong Williams is the founder of ReelFruit. ReelFruit specializes in the processing and packaging of dried fruits. Founded in 2012, ReelFruit now retails in over 400 supermarkets across Nigeria. With a staff strength of 60 people, ReelFruit is arguably the largest dried fruit processing company in Nigeria. So that's why I need you to give it up for Affiong Williams! Welcome. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I mean, who builds a business empire from dried fruits? You're amazing. You're just simply amazing. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, it's so good to have you on the show.
My pleasure.
I've been looking forward to this episode. Yes, because I just found it so interesting that this, packaged dried fruits that I see everywhere, yes, and I mean everywhere, is owned by this young lady. Very, she'll pass for a 16-year-old, with the way she looks. Yeah, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. So I'll jump right in. You finished school, worked a bit in South Africa, and then came back home. You were 26 when you got back to Nigeria.
Yes.
And unlike the average 26-year-old with a good degree, you didn't try getting a good job in either, an indigenous company or a multinational. I mean, looking at you, you'd have easily been able to clinch a job with some, multinational company. You speak well, you have everything going. No, Affiong didn't do that. She said, I want to make dried fruit for Nigeria at 26. Yeah. What did you know that the other 26-year-olds didn't know?
Not much, actually.
But tell me, something must have been driving you, pushing you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Tell us.
I actually came back to Nigeria with the intention of starting the business. So I'd already decided before I came back. I quit my job. I told my mom I'm buying a one-way ticket. I'm not coming back. She didn't think I was serious till I actually showed her my ticket. And she was like, you're really going? And I said, yes. I'm on a mission and, I need to go back to Nigeria. I need to start a business. And really what was the burning sort of change I wanted to, impact in Nigeria was around unemployment. That was what was actually my bigger concern, not dried fruits per se. I was really shocked that the levels of unemployment in Nigeria and Africa as a whole is really high, continues to be really high, especially for young people. Yes. And I said, if I start a business that can create a lot of jobs, then I can do my bit to solve unemployment in my own way. And that's what brought me back home to start my business.
Interesting answer, but that then even leads me to probe further. You wanted to solve, unemployment in Nigeria. You didn't come back to sell biscuits. You didn't come back to sell corn. The easy stuff. Yeah. You then come and say you're going to sell dried fruit. There was practically, it wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't. Absolutely
I don't think anyone, at least any Nigerian company, was making it then.
No.
And then you go for the
hardest. Yeah.
Yes. Weren't you worried or bothered that, you had to also then train or what's the word now? Change the culture around the consumption of dried fruits. Didn't that bother you? How did you think you're going to, surmount all of that? So young.
Well, the beginning, if you know everything that is to come ahead, most people will probably not take a step. So it's actually great that I didn't know half the challenges I was going to face. And you mentioned a very, very important challenge was that I had to basically get the market moving into my direction and liking a product that I knew was great. I'd had it in South Africa. I brought samples back. People like dried fruit. But it was like, could I sell it in large enough quantities to make a business out of it? And I had to just keep going store after store, facing rejection after rejection, getting calls saying, come back and take your products. Nobody wants them. You know, having people ask me, why would I eat dried mangoes when there's fresh mangoes? Like, I can buy pineapples on the street. Why would I eat your products? But it's all the perseverance that, you know, got me through. And then people started, you know, enjoying the convenience, the fact that they could get their products out of season, the fact that they could get hygienic and well packaged, actually beautifully packaged snacks that were different to what was on the market. After a while, customers sort of started changing, and we just rode with them from there. Yeah.
Give me an idea of your quantity. So let's talk about your first year now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You were selling about what? And this is your ninth year. You're selling about
in
what?
Pieces. Nobody would take
Rough
like
number.
a whole carton. I would probably say, like, in our first year, we probably sold maybe like 12,000 packs, and I think in 2018, which was our top year when we were selling to airlines, we sold over a million packs. Yeah. We're doing a lot of airlines.
Oh my gosh! She went from selling 12,000 packs 6 years after you were selling about 1 million packs. No, wait, let's clap again.
Thank you.
No, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And it's interesting that we're still going to come back to that airline gist.
Yeah.
That's key, that's major. You know, but it's interesting, you know, when we're researching, you know, preparing for this chat, myself and the team were quite surprised to see that you actually say that you were so shy at the beginning of this business. You could hardly present, you could hardly market. And I'm sure there are a lot of people watching right now saying, I know I'm shy too. So please speak to, you know, your fellow introverts. You know, how did you overcome the, you know, the shyness and the ability to just, you know, push the brand and speak for your brand?
It was a big challenge. I certainly was one of those people who don't like disturbing people. I don't like, you know, feeling like I'm burdening people. So I always felt that in business, like if you ask for something, you either have to reciprocate or you have to give people something in return. But I found that actually after a while, most people were very excited that a young person was doing business. Most people liked my level of seriousness, my level of commitment. A lot of people wanted to help me just by, you know, I would email random CEOs, people I've never met before, and I'd get a response and I'd be like, wow, so people are not as cagey as we say they are. I think people respond to your, you know, to how much, you know, how seriously you take yourself and how much passion you exude. And I also think that after a while you do get bolder and you're able to now start asking for what you want, and also you get some leverage. So now that I have a notable company, then people recognize me and respond differently.
Yes, with time.
So with time it does actually work.
Better.
But you have to put yourself out there, and I think you have to be very clear about what you want from people, and also believe that most people are not actually, you know, out to pull you down. Most people will actually help if they see sincerity, if they see passion and drive.
I agree. Amazing figures you have there. That's your distribution network. Yes, that's about 400 stores. That's major.
It is.
And we're just going to quickly want to learn. What was the strategy?
It was necessity. It was necessity. When I launched ReelFruit, like I mentioned, nobody even knew what it was. So no distributor was going to take a risk on our product. So we started with one car. We would deliver, come back. And then as we were growing, we're like, we need another car. We need another car. We need to be in Port Harcourt. We need to be in Abuja. We just had to, you know, sort of consolidate our growth, meaning continue to grow by expanding and owning our own distribution, because nobody would do it for a product like ours. Even till today, we do have some more interest, but it's still very difficult considering the type of product we sell to the type of target market. So we just built out our own distribution, and it's been the biggest advantage we have as a business today. We are in over 400 stores, like you mentioned. We have offices in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. We have over 10 fleet that drive around.
10 trucks delivering.
Yes, delivering in Nigeria, around Nigeria daily, delivering products to supermarkets, individuals. And it's been a great advantage. Of course, it's hard and expensive, but it's worked out for us.
Yes, and I reckon at the beginning you were practically knocking on the on doors yourself.
Absolutely.
Is it still the same now, or you've hired people?
No. No, I'm not a great salesperson, but I have a great sales team, and I have a great team in general. So yes, my team is, we're quite a serious outfit. We're a bunch of hardworking people, and we love to deliver. You know, we see ourselves as underdogs from the beginning. You know, this product that will succeed no matter what, and we push every day to try and make that happen.
So when it comes to getting into the stores, did you particularly hire sales, marketing inclined people, or is it that you built a team and then groomed people?
Well, I started out doing it myself. I wasn't the best at it, I must say. It's not my area of strength. And then I found a great sales manager to come in after like 3 or 4 years. So it wasn't in the beginning. And then she started building out processes, and we now started building out. So our sales team is about, I want to say, 15 people across the country. So it's quite big, and that's how we achieve. And it's really also just about hiring persistent people, because for shops like one of my biggest stories in the company, ShopRite, took us 3 years to get in. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name, but yeah, one of the stores took us about 3 years to get into, of persistent, going back,
3 years.
begging till one day it finally came. So we are a very persistent bunch of people, and we try our best to make
Did you hear that? It took her 3 years to get into one of the major retailers in Nigeria. 3 years. Have you knocked on any door for 3 years?
Yes.
When we return, Affiong will be giving us the lowdown on how she got into the airlines. I think that's mind-blowing. See you when I get back.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't finish this whole cup at one go. But since you're saying drink, I'm going to put some of you to the test after this chat, okay? Yes. Welcome back to the show. Don't forget to join the conversation on our social media platforms at the BWG Show. We're still speaking with Affiong, and we're still learning. Hi, Affiong.
Hello.
So yes, how did you get... Oh, you are our dream. We want to be like you when we grow up. How did you get your product on the planes, on flights?
Again, it was just, persistent. We
need to get practical here.
Yeah.
We know they're persistent. So
yeah.
did you go to the office?
Yes, we did. And we dropped samples, and we would check in every so often. They would say, we would negotiate. They would say it's too expensive. We would come back, try give them an option that worked, try solve some of their problems. So for some of the airlines, like they said, we need packaging. So we'd have to go print the packaging ourselves, take on that cost just to be able to sort of be more competitive. So it was a lot of work.
How long?
Oh, wow. I think the first airline we got on took us about, I would say, maybe 18 months, just from when we first had the idea and dropped a sample to when we actually sorted. So it was long, a long game.
The beauty of stuff like that, I'm sure, is that it gets easier once you hit one.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It does get easier. You do understand the customer much better, and you're able to serve them.
You're not on just one airline.
We used to be on, obviously, since
Another
things
one.
changed and all
COVID,
of that.
the pandemic and all of that.
But yeah, we were on several. I think at the height, we were probably on like 4 airlines.
Fantastic.
Both national and international.
Wow. Yeah. Lovely. I'm going to ask you this quick question. What do you think is priority? Excellent product or distribution? Because you've got both. But what would you tell, an entrepreneur to prioritize?
Oh, definitely distribution. I think that, your product becoming excellent is a work in progress. And I'll give an example. When we started one of our products, our customers told us they didn't like it. So we put it out in the market. We got a lot of very strong feedback about it. But that was great because the customers told us what they didn't like and also told us what they liked. And then we changed, tweaked things around, and we just kept improving our product, after that. But I think getting your products in front of customers is your absolute goal. Getting, your products, selling your products to customers, whether they like it or not, they will give you the feedback and then you can improve. So absolutely, I wouldn't say wait forever. I mean, some of our products we launched, they would not be shelf stable. So some of the products, they'd be good for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, they would start getting soggy. We had that incident. But we put the product in the market, got the feedback from customers, and we started changing and improve. We didn't wait to figure everything out before we know how to do it, and it's part of the growing process of the business.
Yeah, I agree. You export?
Yes, we do.
To what countries?
This year we've done to Saudi Arabia, to Switzerland, and we actually were one of the first companies from Nigeria to sell on Amazon.com. So we were able to do that. Obviously, since the pandemic, we were not able to re-export. But yeah, it was a really good channel for us and one we hope to go back to. So the US is a big market for us.
Fantastic. And how easy was it breaking into, especially Amazon? I like that you mentioned that because I know it's quite tough. It's not the easiest process.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not impossible. So I think that was one of the reasons I did it, was to prove that it could be done. I kept asking on social media, why don't Nigerian companies sell on Amazon? And I couldn't really get I got answers, but I wasn't satisfied with them. And so I went on the journey to do it myself. And I found out that you can do it. It is tricky. You have to learn a lot, but it's definitely possible.
What would you say is the reason why it's so complex? Is it the registration? Is it that we don't have the kind of papers they require?
It's complex for a number of reasons. One, because, well, the biggest thing is you have to have like some sort of US structure to be there, either bank account or address. So if you don't, because they don't accept payments to Nigerian banks.
Yeah.
And then secondly, getting your products to the warehouse can be a bit tricky, because you have to ship it from here, somebody has to pick it up from customs and take it to their warehouse. And if you don't understand that, it can be very tricky.
It's possible then.
But it's very possible, yes. And I wanted to prove that it could be done.
And she did it. Yes. What would you say is your superpower? Like, we look at your success, everything, and you say, this is one thing about me that I know has helped, has kept me going.
Persistence. I'm not a quitter. I'm somebody who loves challenges, and anything I say I'm going to start and finish, I do. And I think that's what's taken me through the hardships, the downs, the lows. I believe in the purpose that I'm doing. I believe very strongly that this is what I'm meant to be doing with my life. So I definitely I take it very seriously. I do it to the best of my ability, and I don't quit. Even when I'm down, I don't quit. Yeah.
She says even when she's down, she doesn't quit. That's not an easy one, though.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But it's like a muscle. The more you work hard, the more you're strong, the easier it gets.
Speaking of muscle, I hear you do marathons for holidays. Like, it's like, your way of life. I want to look like you, at some time.
Thank you.
So how do I start? How do I join this marathon team? Do I just start running?
Yeah, just start running. Just one leg in front of the other. Every day you get better.
Every day? You run every day?
No, maybe 4 or 5 days a week, but yes.
4 or 5 days. How long? What kind of distance?
I would say minimum is like 10 kilometers, maximum 30 kilometers.
Every day?
Every day, yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, you've done amazing in the agriculture space. I know people like you when I meet you. You remind me of the Musks, the Bezos, and the like. So I know you are not going to stop here. What other sector, kind of like tickles your fancy?
I think there's still a lot of opportunity in, I think, retail and trade. I'm very excited about being able to expand more Nigerian brands like myself, both locally and internationally. So we want to be the first and, a national brand that has gone international, and I want to be able to take other brands outside of Nigeria as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. It's exciting to also think about how we could leverage our distribution for other brands as well, other companies to be able to get national distribution like we have built, because a lot of small brands don't have that infrastructure, and if we can give it to them, it's good. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a tech kind of person. I'm not so in love with tech, etc., but I think there's a lot of opportunity in some of the more traditional industries in Nigeria, and I think impact is very big for me. So any industry where I feel like there's a lot of impact in people's lives, especially around creating jobs, I usually tend to get excited about that.
Fantastic. You keep saying creating jobs. And it's interesting because you left Nigeria when you were 11.
Yes.
And didn't come back, at least to live here till you were 26. Why are you so passionate about building this nation and creating jobs?
That's a great question. I just feel like it's what I'm meant to be doing.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you're a bundle of inspiration. Thank you so much, Affiong, for coming on the show. I mean, I believe that if everyone is as passionate, to create jobs, Nigeria would be almost, rid of unemployment in a few years. Thank you for what you're doing.
Welcome.
Keep changing the game.
Thank you for
yes.